someone remembers you instantly, but you have no idea who they are. Some people can remember thousands of faces for years, while others can't even recognize their own friend in a crowd. Which one are you? Watch till the end, because you might discover something shocking about your own brain. The mystery of faces. Faces are everywhere. Every day, your brain processes dozens, sometimes hundreds of faces, without you even realizing it. But here is what most people don't know. Face recognition is not just a normal skill. It is actually a spectrum. On one end, there are people who struggle to recognize even familiar faces, a condition called prosopagnosia, also known as face blindness. On the other end, there are rare individuals known as super recognizers, who are people who can remember faces with almost unbelievable accuracy. Same human brain, completely different abilities. So what is going on? What is prosopagnosia? Imagine meeting your best friend and not recognizing them. Not because you forgot, but because your brain literally cannot process their face. That is prosopagnosia. People with this condition don't see faces the way most of us do. It is not about memory. It is about perception. They might rely on clues like voice, clothing, hairstyle, body language. But if those change, they are lost. Some people are born with it, called developmental prosopagnosia. Others develop it after brain injury, especially in the areas of brain like fusiform face area, the part of the brain responsible for recognizing faces. And here is the scary part. Many people don't even realize they have it. They just think they are bad with faces. But in reality, their brain is wired differently. What are super recognizers? Now let's flip the story. Imagine seeing someone once, maybe for a few seconds years ago, and instantly recognizing them again. That is a super recognizer. These people have an extraordinary ability to remember faces, even in different lighting, angles, or after long periods of time. Some can recognize a person seen briefly in a crowd, faces from years-old photographs, people with changed hairstyles, aging, or disguises. It almost feels like a superpower. And in some cases, it actually is. Police departments and security agencies in countries like the UK and US have started using super recognizers to identify suspects. Why? Because even advanced AI systems sometimes struggles with faces in real-world conditions. But these individuals don't. They can scan CCTV footage and spot someone others would completely miss. It is like having a human facial recognition system, but better. Why such a huge difference? So why do some brains struggle? while others excel. It comes down to how your brain processes visual information. The fusiform face area FFA plays a key role here. In people with prosopagnosia, this area is underactive or not functioning properly. In super-recognizers, this area is highly active and efficient. But it is not just one part of the brain. It is a network involving memory, attention, and perception working together. Think of it like this. Two people have the same camera, but one has a blurry lens, while the other has Ultra HD clarity. You might be somewhere in between. Here is something interesting. Most people are not at the extremes. You are probably somewhere in the middle. Maybe you recognize faces but forget names. Maybe you struggle in crowded places. Maybe you are great with familiar faces but bad with strangers. That is normal. Face recognition exists on a spectrum, just like intelligence, memory, or personality. But once you become aware of it, you start noticing it everywhere. Signs you might have prosopagnosia. Let's make this practical. You might have face blindness if you fail to recognize people out of context. You rely heavily on voice or clothing. You struggle with movies because characters look the same. You have ever ignored someone you actually know. If this sounds familiar, don't panic. It is more common than people think. Now the big question, can this ability be improved? The answer is partially. You can train yourself to pay attention to unique facial features, eye spacing, nose shape, facial structure. But if it is a neurological limitation, improvement has limits. However, awareness alone can make a huge difference. Why this topic matters? Understanding this is not just interesting, it is important. Because we often judge people based on things they can't control. Someone who does not recognize you might seem rude. But what if their brain simply does not process faces like yours? And someone who remembers you instantly might seem impressive. But for them, it is just natural. Different brains, different realities. So next time someone forgets your face or remembers you instantly, you will know. It is not just memory. It is neuroscience. And now I want to hear from you. Have you ever failed to recognize someone you should have? Or you are the one who never forgets a face? Comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more mind-blowing psychology content. Because your brain is far more powerful and mysterious than you think.